The Blue Giant awakens. Yamaha's V4 revolution begins. The silence from the Iwata factory has officially been broken, and the message is deafening: adapt or die. In a move that shatters decades of tradition, Yamaha is scrapping their philosophy to forge a lethal new weapon for the 2026 campaign. We are witnessing the birth of their first modern Zan-era V4 engine, a technological marvel designed with one singular, ruthless purpose: to hunt down the European manufacturers that have dominated the grid. This isn't just an engine upgrade, it is a total philosophical resurrection, intended to catapult the Japanese giants back into immediate title contention. The engineers are working around the clock, fueled by the desperation of recent defeats, to ensure this machine is a monster capable of dominating the straights and ruling the corners. The era of the inline Zan 4 is over. The age of pure, unadulterated VT horsepower is here, and the entire paddock is trembling at what Yamaha might unleash. The Jakarta spectacle, a global statement of intent. Forget the quiet press releases of the past. Yamaha is going global with a level of theatricality we haven't seen in years. The Monster Yamaha team has chosen the vibrant, chaotic heart of Jakarta, Indonesia, as the stage for their mid-January resurrection. This location wasn't chosen by accident. It is a strategic strike into the heart of the world's most passionate motorcycle market. Amidst the humidity and the roar of millions of fans, the team will pull the sheets off a bike that carries the weight of an entire manufacturer's legacy. This launch serves as a declaration of war to their rivals, signaling that Yamaha is ready to fight on the world stage. The lights, the cameras, and the sheer electric atmosphere of Jakarta will serve as the backdrop for the most critical launch in the team's history. It is more than a presentation. It is a warning shot fired across the bow of every other team on the grid. The Turkish Storm, Toprak's terrifying potential. A new storm has made landfall in the MotoGP paddock, and his name is Toprak Razgatlioglu. The transition from superbikes to prototypes is notoriously a graveyard for careers, yet Toprak is defying physics and logic alike. Insider reports from his debut tests are nothing short of terrifying for the competition. The Turkish Phenom is already clocking lap times that rival the established elite. And the scariest part, sources claim he is barely pushing past 60% of his actual capacity. He isn't just riding the bike, he is bending it to his will with a flamboyant, aggressive style that we haven't seen since the early days of Marquez. The data doesn't lie, and the telemetry is showing a rider who hasn't even begun to tap into his true ceiling. If this is him taking it easy, the rest of the grid should be genuinely afraid of what happens when he finally decides to unleash the full fury of his talent on race day. Civil war at Yamaha, the Quartararo ultimatum. The tension inside the Yamaha garage is thick enough to cut with a knife. Fabio Quartararo, the undisputed king of the team for years, has suddenly found his throne under siege. While publicly expressing a diplomat's respect for the incoming rookie, the former world champion's private demeanor suggests a man on high alert. He knows that Toprak isn't here to play second fiddle or learn the ropes. He is here to take over. Quartararo has issued what sounds like a stark warning, acknowledging Toprak's blistering velocity while simultaneously marking his territory. This is shaping up to be the most volatile teammate rivalry of 2026. Fabio realizes that his biggest threat isn't on a Ducati or a KTM. It's sitting right next to him, wearing the same colors, eating at the same table, and hungry to prove that the Frenchman is yesterday's news. The battle for the alpha spot in the garage has officially begun. The audacity of ambition, hunting the GOAT. Most rookies enter the premier class with their heads down, hoping to survive the first corner. Toprak Razgatlioglu is not most rookies. With a 2-year contract secured, he has already outlined a roadmap that reeks of supreme confidence. While his stated goal is to snag podium finishes in his debut season, a tall order in itself, his eyes are fixed on a much bigger, more dangerous prize. He has openly confessed his burning desire to go wheel with the legend himself, Marc Marquez. It takes a special kind of audacity to call out the greatest rider of the generation before you've even completed your first race. Toprak envisions a gladiator-style duel, breaking deep into the corners against the master of braking himself. This isn't just ambition, it is a challenge. He wants to measure himself against the very best, and he doesn't care about reputations. He is here to slay giants. The long road back, Marquez's gritty recovery. The narrative of Marc Marquez has taken yet another dark and twisting turn. Following a horrific high-side crash at the Mandalika circuit, the 8-time world champion was left with a shattered shoulder and a career hanging in the balance. For 3 agonizing months, the world heard very little as Marquez retreated into the shadows to heal. Behind closed doors, a grueling, Rocky-style training montage has been unfolding. Dealing with the pain of rehabilitation, he has pushed his body to the absolute limit, refusing to let this injury be the final chapter of his story. The physical toll has been immense, but the mental resilience required to come back from yet another major trauma is something only the elite possess. He has been broken, battered, and bruised, but the fire hasn't gone out. The paddock has been holding its breath, waiting to see if the king would ever be the same again. December 21st, the resurrection of number 93. Mark the date, December 21st. This is not just a day on the calendar, it is the scheduled resurrection of a racing deity. After months of silence, cross-training, and punishing mountain bike sessions to rebuild his atrophied muscles, Marc Marquez is finally cleared to throw a leg over a motorcycle again. He reports that his condition feels close to normal, a statement that should send a chill down the spine of every rival. This test isn't about setting lap times. It is about proving to himself and the world that the magic is still there. The sheer willpower required to return to the machine that hurt you, time and time again, is incomprehensible to mere mortals. When he fires up that engine on the 21st, it will signal that the beast is back in the cage, hungry, focused, and ready to reclaim the throne that he believes is rightfully his. The waiting game is finally over. The Red Menace unveiling the Ducati GP26. The anticipation is reaching a fever pitch as we approach January 19th. High in the snowy peaks of Madonna di Campiglio, the Ducati Lenovo team is preparing to unveil the machine that everyone expects to set the benchmark for the 2026 season, the Desmozetti GP26. This isn't just a bike launch. It is the coronation of the grid's most formidable lineup, featuring the recovered Marquez and the calculated Bagnaia. The livery reveal will be the first time we see these two titans standing side by side in their battle armor, ready to pilot the red missiles. The engineering world is desperate to see what aerodynamic wizardry Dall'Igna has cooked up this winter. The GP26 is expected to be faster, more agile, and more lethal than its predecessor. When those covers come off, we will be looking at the machine that every other manufacturer has been having nightmares about all winter long. The mind of a killer, Dall'Igna's assessment. There is no one in the paddock who understands the psychology of winning quite like Dall'Igna. The Ducati mastermind recently offered a rare glimpse into why he bet the house on Marc Marquez. He wasn't talking about corner speed or braking data. He was talking about the soul of a fighter. Dall'Igna described Marquez as possessing a predator instinct, a primal, unteachable drive that refuses to be extinguished by pain or failure. He noted that even after years of subpar machinery and bone-breaking crashes, Marquez's determination remains distinctly different from other champions. It is a terrifying compliment, the acknowledgement that Marquez is willing to go to places others won't, to risk everything for a single inch of tarmac. To have the genius engineer recognize that undying hunger confirms that Ducati is fully prepared to weaponize Marquez's aggression in the upcoming title fight. Sepang, the ultimate proving ground. All the talk, all the hype, and all the rumors will finally collide with reality between February 3rd and 5th at the Sepang International Circuit in Malaysia. This is the moment of truth. The suffocating tropical heat will serve as the crucible where the new Yamaha V4 meets the Ducati GP Razgatlioglu for the very first time. There will be no more hiding behind press releases. The stopwatch will be the only judge that matters. We will see Toprak on the Yamaha against Marquez on the Ducati. We will see if Quartararo has the machinery to fight back. The air will be thick with humidity and tension as the engines roar to life, signaling the true start of the 2026 campaign. This test will define the narrative for the entire year, revealing who has done their homework and who is already trailing behind. The drama of the off-season ends here. The war for the championship officially begins on the asphalt of Sepang.